Got a little Q&A here as we close
cool.
out the regret and shame. So I got a couple questions here for you, Matt. Good close. Loved it.
Thanks, man.
I should beat you for showing that video, you know.
Oh, dude, the video. I'm telling you, every time I watch it, I was like, Derek Redmond, you guys got to go watch the video.
All right, so here we go. I've got this question here. It says, what would you say to someone who feels hopeless? Because as you were saying, you know, we have a choice to choose every day.
Yep.
What would you say to someone who feels hopeless because they seemingly always choose the wrong things?
Yeah, I would say get with a counselor and begin to walk through. I mean, this is where the hard work comes in, right? Mm-hmm. Get with a counselor, begin to walk through, not only in your prayer, but begin to walk through with someone else. Okay, why do I believe what I believe? Okay, we talk about people with relationships. I choose the bad relationships all the time. Well, there's something in your belief system. There's an agreement you've made that you're not worth whatever, or you're not, you could never get. And so you need a counselor just to walk you through and say, listen, you've made some agreements there, right? You know, you believe some things that just are not true, and you have to be able to repent and reject those agreements and begin to live, right, in that new life that Christ gave us in order to see the hope, in order to experience it. I think that's the biggest thing is most people just want this magic wand, Jesus, to come in and fix it. And even though he's already given us freedom and hope, we still have to do the work. The work is still there, right? So I think most of the time, people that are not experiencing it like they would think they should be, there's an agreement there, or maybe several, that affect that. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
You know, that's why we tell
it's
people.
so hard whenever you feel like you have a track record of maybe you think you're making the right choice, and then things just go horribly wrong.
Yep.
You know, you're going back, well, where did I go wrong? What happened? And I think you're right. A lot of times people never get back to a faulty belief.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we never get back there. You know, we try to figure out, you know, what elements were at play and try to change those kind of.
Yeah, man.
So good thought.
All right.
And then lastly, I know this is a big thing for you. We talk about fear and how that drives a lot of things. And when it comes to regret and shame, man, fear is a big deal. Like, especially when you're going to confess something, or you know, when it comes to a sin and those kind of things. So what role do you see fear playing and dealing with regret and shame? And then on the flip side of that, what role does fear play in dealing with it? And then also on the flip side is how do we combat that fear so that we're able to move into a place of freedom?
Well, I would say this. When I talk about fear, I talk about the fact that fear is a legitimate feeling, and it was given to you by God.
Right.
Okay, right? So when my kid is walking outside and she hears a car go by, my little girl, I want her to have the natural fear to not run out in front of that car.
Right.
Because the fear that God gave us, I believe, is a feeling that's true. It's a gift. God can use it. But the fear that comes because of things we've done and the way it plays itself out in our psyche is a feeling. It's still a feeling, and it's not like you can cancel out the feeling.
Right.
It's the issue for me is courage. It's what God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but of courage, right? So it's an idea that the spirit of fear is still there, but courage is what we need to be praying for. Courage to take that step, courage to confess that sin, confess it to someone else, courage to go beyond. Right? And so I don't know if sometimes fear is I tell people all the time, hey, fear's going to remain sort of under the surface, but instead of rising up and taking over like a tidal wave, you can actually push it back down and have the courage to overcome it. And that's what I believe God gives us is the courage to combat it.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks for sticking around.
Thanks, guys.
Keep the questions coming. Kicking off, we're celebrating next week.
We're celebrating 15 years,
awesome.
and the series after that is Questions Without Answers.
Good stuff.
That's going to be a great series about
questions.
culture.
So we want your questions so that we can provide some answers. So be sure to send them to us.
Right, that's
we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.